I think I played an amazing game this week, man.
BetUS is in the building.
What more can I say?
Top Billin. Well, my top billing villains, we're here now. Eagles released 6-time Pro Bowl cornerback Darius Slay. This is coming off the heels of my content item on one Isaiah Rodgers, right? Your boy, it's Rodgers is in the building, but we don't know. So I want to kind of move the storyline along, right? Because I did that just in case that your man Darius Slay was no longer there, and I said it, all right? I wanted Slay to be gone, and I wanted Isaiah Rodgers to be in his stead. So with that being said, we have to prepare for everything. We just don't know what the Eagles will do. I'm not the type to sit here and pretend, right? All these people on the internet want to be pretendo thugs. That's never been in my DNA. I don't know what an NFL team that I don't work for will do. So people are always coming up on the channel telling me, oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. Then they wrong. You never hear from them again and all this, that. But suppose they also don't re-sign Isaiah Rodgers. Then what? What do you guys think about Cooper DeJean being an outside cornerback? Remember, people were trying to say that he was going to be a safety when he was drafted, right? I had people selling me on that, and we know what that was about. Then he was moved to slot. People was like, I don't know if he'll be able to be a slot cornerback and all this. Come on, right? An outside cornerback with a cat with this skill set. He's 200 pounds, so he's a little bit bigger of a corner. Think about it. A lot of the times we see him, right? Let's look at this particular play right here. Man coverage, my man running an out route right here, right? Cooper DeJean picked this up, right, with inside technique. My man's trying to get right here. Cooper DeJean does a good job of flipping his hips, right? Staying loose with it. Look at this. Look, inside technique, flip the hips, decrease the cushion, and took a proper angle with it. Look at that. Proper angle with it. Trevor Lawrence right there. Didn't know what, and this is coming from a switch release as well, so keep that in mind there. Switch release, everybody's on it. Nice distance cushion right here to kind of react to whatever is going, right? If my man was going to go on a over route or something like that, he'd be able to combat that as well. He's in a good spacing right here, good judge of distance right there, but bogs that down on the transition here, flips the hips, right? Now he locates, right? In this little bit of a transition time, he's able to locate your man Trevor Lawrence right here to see what is going to be on. But then you got to get back on your horse there, right? So my man separates a little bit, but he knows his speed and he knows his burst. And look at him close on it, taking the proper angle. Hell of a route right there, right? Hell of a defensive route. I say that to say this. Your man, right, who's that he's on right there? Right? 10 out of 10 of you can't guess which receiver that was on. I would love to see him on the outside where he has the sideline as an extra defender and he's able to work vertically. He's able to do a whole lot of stuff that would cause him to be involved in a lot more bigger plays, right? We've seen him with the forced fumbles. We've seen him finally get the interception in the Super Bowl. I don't believe he had an interception before that. Not a ton of pass breakups, right? It's just a different style of play on the inside. Not to mention you won't see the best receiver on each team, right? A lot of these big outside receivers, they're just going to stay to the outside. You'll have some that will moonlight on the inside, and then you will have some teams who have great inside receivers like the Dallas Cowgirls with CD Lamb. The Rams sometimes play Puka Nacua in the slot. All right, he plays on the outside too, though. So, but if you playing against like the Seattle Seahawks, they're gonna have DK Metcalf on the outside 90-something% of the time. I love to see him be able to match with those guys. He get to be involved in situations where he could pile up a lot of turnovers on the outside. Not to mention playing opposite of Quinyon Mitchell, being able to shut down both sides of the field like that and funnel everything to the middle. Come on, man, that would be nasty. Straight up man coverage right here going against Cooper Kupp. This is a good rep, good physical rep right here, right? Gets two hands on him, right? He's in the jam zone, right? And stays on him the entire time. That's a good rep, right? Good rep. You can be physical in the jam zone for sure, right? I think eventually, though, you do have to get rid of him, right? You have to discard the jersey there, but hey, man, he's able to get away with this right here, and he's showing out that physicality. So imagine if he didn't have to always be working with somebody with a two-way go, right? Two-way go meaning this, right, for the uninitiated, right? Two-way go meaning your man can go this way, he can go this way, right? You can do a whole lot of different things from the slot. And usually you don't get a bigger receiver like Cooper Kupp in there, although he does play a lot of the slot as well. But you get these guys, man, they're putting some of these really sleek, smaller receivers in the slot and really having them work those two-way goes there. So you think about somebody like Isaiah Rodgers, even if he is re-signing, them switching positions, man, I always thought would be good. Just for the fact that some people pointed out how Isaiah Rodgers has been leveraged by bigger receivers, and we've seen that throughout the course of the year. Him have a couple of times where it did seem like his height or lack thereof or size could be a problem, but the physicality is not a problem from him, nor is the coverage. He's sticky. He has those hips to transition with anybody. You feel like his skill set works best on the inside. And, of course, he could play the outside as well. But, man, we've seen him in some nickel sets. We've seen him in some dime sets playing on the inside, and he looks good there as well. So, but Cooper DeJean, a lot bigger, a lot stronger, sideline as a defender. Think about what he could do. The way this coverage is inverted, it's almost like he is an outside corner on this particular play when he got that beautiful pick six. We'll all remember where we were when that man got that pick six, right? The start of a beautiful career. Look at this, my man floating his own right here. And, yeah, you know, with your man Patrick Mahomes, right, he was feeling that pressure. That pressure. Look at that shit, right? Automatically flushing and jockle. What are we doing here? Wait, hold on. Go back. What was going on behind here there? Was that, Quinyon Mitchell right here having to go a long way, right? He was going to go a long way, and he may have, if Cooper DeJean wasn't there, you can make a good case that maybe Quinyon Mitchell gets this. But we know his hands are put on backwards, so he may have dropped it, right? Man, it's perhaps the best corner in the league coming in this year right here, but his hands, right, the padding is knuckle-made padding, right? Hell of a play by Cooper DeJean right there on the pick six. I want to see him involved in bigger plays. When you see guys with 10 interceptions in a season, they ain't playing on the inside, man. It's just a lot harder to make those type of plays on the inside, right? On the outside, though, you can rack up some serious interceptions, some serious turnovers, period, right? So I definitely understand the appeal of having him on the inside because he played damn well on the inside. But the premium will always be on the outside. Those type of corners will always make the big money, and because you get to face more than likely enough the big receivers as far as the magnitude of what they do for their particular offenses. You feel me? You better be getting over to BetUS, man. They're still running that special, 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next two. If you haven't already done so, now's the chance. Combat sports is heating up, and you guys know I'm a huge combat sports fan. I was getting it on, right, over the weekend with your boy Tank Davis going against Lamont Roach. Hey, man, if some of you guys had the cojones to go with Lamont Roach, you would have been balling out. And you want to be using BetUS because they're going to have that 24/7 customer support, 24-hour payouts. Come on, man. All you have to do is enter the promo code YouTube150. Remember, that's up to $5,000 with 10% gambler's insurance, too. 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next two. YouTube150 is the promo code. BetUS, where the game begins. This brings me to Kelee Ringo. I could definitely see Cooper DeJean staying on the inside and your man Kelee Ringo perhaps getting a shot if Isaiah Rodgers is not out there. Now, keep in mind, right, you've had multiple corners come since Kelee Ringo, and they've all surpassed him on the depth chart. That being Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and Isaiah Rodgers. So, Kelee Ringo, if you follow the channel, I hate even having to bring this up, right? I mean, the University of Georgia, that was my bread and butter coverage pretty much my entire career before I switched over to covering the NFL. So I have big history with these guys that come from the University of Georgia, and I'm covering them, I mean, as far back as high school, right, and all that. So Kelee Ringo is one of these guys. I have a ton of vested interest as far as the film studies go, and let's be real here. I've never been a fan of Kelee Ringo. I think he has some of the stiffest hips I've ever seen in the cornerback, but he's a freak athlete and he's a special teams demon. And I'm not opposed to that man getting a shot, right? If he's able to correct some of the stuff. But this is some of the stuff that I pointed out when he was in college, and people told me he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And he ends up going, in the 4th round or something like that? And those people never heard from again, right? But you see him covering this particular post route right here by my man, Chris Olave. Olave's one of these twitchy guys who can get in and out of his transitions really good. I want you to watch this by Kelee Ringo here. This is terrible, right? Absolutely terrible. Coming on the pedal, and look at him commit, make a full turn right there. Same kind of deal. I wonder about him in transition phases going against guys who can get him turned around, right? He's super committed, right? Look at this already, right? He's looking this way. To this day, he's probably still looking that way. And Chris Olave transitioned really quick. So he took his took his momentum upfield to have to try to then do a speed turn, right? A speed turn, which is actually slow. And he's getting up that crazy Dr. Fauci approved separation from 2020 right there, right? It's a lot of separation being given up right there. Social distancing measures being practiced far, far too late for your boy Kelee Ringo. It's little stuff like that, right? I feel like Quinyon Mitchell, he's the type that transitions with the best of them, right? The best of them. Same deal with Cooper DeJean, right? Really good there. And Isaiah Rodgers, we know, is as good as Quinyon Mitchell, really sticky with the hips and being able to turn and flip. I just don't see that from Kelee Ringo. So, I don't know. You guys have to let me know what you think about those scenarios right there. Would you rather have Kelee Ringo step in or Isaiah Rodgers, right? Or the people who are concerned about Isaiah Rodgers' size, would you want him to be moved to the inside, or just Kelee Ringo out there with being one of the biggest corners in the NFL? I mean, you have yourself an extremely athletic, whatever, man. Without Darius Slay, right? You know what I'm saying? Big love to the boy Slay. I'm not a big fan of Slay either, right, to be honest with you. But, of course, he had his role on the team, and he did his thing, you know what I'm saying, when necessary at times there. But I believe the secondary just gets that much more athletic without him at this particular point in time in his career. So Kelee Ringo, Isaiah Rodgers, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell at the corner spots, that is some serious athleticism, and that's something I feel like we lacked a couple of years ago. So let me know what you think. All right, big love to everybody out there. Much love to all my top Billin villains. Strawberry Mansion, stand up. Of course, Brewery Town, stand up. Hartranft, Sharswood, Northern Liberties, Fishtown. Everybody out there, man. Shout outs to Fairmount neighborhood. Big love. Of course, the Grays Ferry, Packer Park, Overbrook, West Oak Lane, East Oak Lane, Germantown, East Mount Airy, Frankfurt. You know the deal, all right? Salute. Big love to BetUS. Get on over to BetUS and get in on that deal. Promo code U2150. Salute.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.